Eala seeded 4th in WTA ASB Classic. Manila, Philippines. Alex Eala is seeded 4th in the WTA ASB Classic starting Monday at the ASB Tennis Center in Auckland, New Zealand. The tournament serves as one of Eala's warm-up tournaments for the highly anticipated Australian Open in Melbourne next week. Ranked number 53 in the Women's Tennis Association WTA rankings, the 20-year-old Filipina comes in only behind the top 3 seeds in Elena Svitolina, WTA number 14, of Ukraine, as well as the American pair of Emma Navarro, WTA number 15, and Iva Jovic, WTA number 35, as per the official draw Saturday. Also in the fray of the loaded main draw is the 45-year-old and 7-time major champion Venus Williams of the United States, who will also play in the Australian Open as a wild card along with Indonesia's Janice Jen, France's Varvara Gracheva, Croatia's Petra Marcinko, Hungary's Punna Udvardy, and Mexico's Zarazua, whom Eala already faced in other WTA Tour legs. As one of the top seeds, Eala drew WTA number 69 Dana Vekic of Serbia in the round of 32 Monday after the ongoing qualifiers. Vekic, whose career high was at number 17, is also among the participants in the historic Philippine Women's Open slated on January 16th to 31st at the refurbished Rizal Memorial Tennis Center in Manila, where Eala is in line for a grand homecoming. World number 45 Tatiana Maria of Germany, number 55 Xinyu Wang of China, and number 66 Solana Sierra of Argentina are also in as the country, thanks to the Philippine Sports Commission, PSC, becomes part of the WTA Tour for the first time ever. Eala, according to a Philippine Tennis Association announcement, has secured a wildcard entry in the Manila Tilt, but her availability will depend on the result of the Australian Open, which kicks off its main draw on January 18th, like the other top-ranked players. But first things first for Eala, which plunges to the ASB Classic as first of her 2 tests ahead of the Australian Open, where she is set for a main draw debut. Eala will also be in the Kuyan Classic from January 13th to 15th in Melbourne for her final pre-AO tourney. The lefty sensation earned a direct entry in the 103-player main draw as top 100 player in the world rankings after settling for wildcard invites in the qualifying rounds in the previous years. She bowed to Croatia's Janifet in round 1 last year, 7-5, 6-2. The Australian Open main draw remains as the only major Eala has not played in after strutting her stuff in the Wimbledon, French Open, and U.S. Open, where she became the first Filipina winner in any Grand Slam main draw last year, following a stunning upset of world number 15 and 2025 ASB Classic champion Clara Tauson of Denmark, 6-3, 2-6, 7-6, 13-11. Eala won the Australian Open girls doubles crown in 2020, teaming up with Indonesian pal Priska Madeline Nugroho. This underscored her caliber then as the world number 2 junior player before climbing to the women's pro as now one of the world's rising stars. In the tapestry of sport, certain moments shimmer, tiny points in time that reveal not just skill, but soul. For Alexandra Alex Eala, being seeded 4th in the WASB Classic in Auckland is exactly one of those moments, a milestone, a turning point, a quiet revolution in her young career. Philstar.com. This isn't just about numbers on a sheet of paper. It's about the journey behind those digits. Tennis a pinnacle in a rising career. The WTA ASB Classic, a hardcourt WTA 250 event held annually in Auckland, New Zealand, has long been a preparatory battlefield, where young hopefuls sharpen their edge before the ferocity of a Grand Slam. In the 2026 edition, Alex Eala steps onto that court not as a wild card or qualifier, but as the 4th seed, a proclamation of arrival. Philstar.com. Seeded placement in tennis isn't a detail, it's a declaration. It means the rankings honor your achievements. It means major players ahead of you have earned their places, yes, but it also means that you belong in elite company. And for Eala, who only recently finished the 2024 season outside the top 100, this is nothing short of a breakthrough. Rebans, PH. At just 20 years old, she embodies promise, but also proof that dedication yields results. Glowing star from development to standout performer. Let's rewind briefly. The tennis world knows Eala as a fierce competitor with a refreshing mix of calm and fire. She's no stranger to making headlines, shocking higher-ranked players, carving deep runs at significant tournaments, and consistently pushing her own limits. Before this season, she climbed from sub-100 to within the top 50 to 55 range, and that momentum is what earned her a seeded status in Auckland. Women's Tennis Association. That climb wasn't smooth. There were matches where Eala spin served wonder and others where her nerves were tested. But every contest, every early exit, every late victory, they became bricks in the path leading to this seed. This isn't a gift. It's a cumulative reward, recognition not just of talent but of resilience. Sparkles the ASB Classic Draw, a platform and a challenge. In Auckland, the listed seeds ahead of Eala include veterans and proven stars, names like Alina Svitolina and Emma Navarro, players who have spent years in the grind of the tour. Eala is in their company now, listed fourth, a marker of her impressive ascent. Philstar.com. What makes this even more special isn't just the seed, it's the environment. It's her first time as a seed at a full WTA Tour event. It's her first major warm-up event ahead of the Australian Open. It's the beginning of a season where expectations aren't whispers. They're starting to be spoken aloud. For the tournament itself, having Eala seeded adds flair. A rising star from Southeast Asia on equal footing with decorated competitors. For young players across the region, it sends a resonant message. Barriers can be broken, even by those from nations without a long legacy in Grand Slam tennis. Philstar.com. Rocket meaning beyond the scoreboard. Why does Eala's seeding matter? Because for every young athlete aspiring to break into the Pro Tour, especially from nations where tennis has traditionally been a minor sport, her story becomes fuel. In a sport often dominated by names from traditional powerhouses, Alex's rise is a testament to something larger. That passion, when paired with discipline and belief, can redraw expectations. Her seed doesn't just mark her spot in a draw, it marks her footprint in history. Flex biceps a reflection of hard work and bigger dreams. Being seeded fourth also sets a unique tone for her upcoming matches. Seeding gives Eala a degree of protection in the early rounds, but it also places a spotlight on her, raising both expectations and pressure. How will she respond? For Eala, pressure isn't foreign. Whether battling powerful hitters or grinding out long rallies under hot sun and higher stakes, she's shown a penchant for composure. Her time on tour has taught her not to flinch, even when fans, commentators, and her own ambitions grow louder. And make no mistake, this is not just about the ASB Classic. It's a springboard toward Melbourne, toward the Australian Open, where Eala is poised to play in the main draw and chase even bigger dreams. Philstar.com.